day, fellow Pan-African brothers and sisters. My name is Patricia. Amongst other professional mandates, I serve as a Chief Executive Officer of the South African Institute of Chartered Accountants. I also have a privilege of serving as the chair of the PAFA Forum of Advancing Women in Accountancy in Africa. It is a pleasure to speak to you about an issue that is a critically important one for the future and strength and relevance, and especially sustainability of the African accountancy profession. The Forum for Advancing Women in Accountancy in Africa was established to promote greater participation, representation, because we know that it matters, right? And leadership of women within the profession across our continent. Our work supports the broader goal of building a strong, inclusive, and future-ready profession that reflects the diversity, talent, and potential of Africa. So the forum itself brings together national associations of women accountants, professional accountancy organizations, firms, regulators, academia, and development partners from across the continent. And this approach is because we believe that the broader ecosystem approach is what will accelerate their results. So through collaboration, advocacy, mentorship, and knowledge sharing, we seek to create opportunities and pathways for women to thrive at every level of the profession. Well, from aspiring young professionals to senior leaders shaping policy and institutional transformation. So in 2025, if you can allow me to make some reflections, the forum reached several important milestones in advancing women in accountancy across Africa. One of our most significant achievements was co-hosting with ICPA the very first in-person seminar of the forum in Kigali, Rwanda, ahead of the ACOA 2025. So this landmark gathering brought together leading women in the profession, emerging leaders, and key stakeholders from across the continent to discuss practical strategies to advancing gender diversity, inclusion, and leadership within the profession. So with professional accountancy organizations from across Africa, we gathered together in Kigali for ACOA 2025. We also held our first in-person engagement with PAOs as part of the forum's activities. So this was an important step in strengthening the forum's Pan-African character and building a stronger continental platform for collaboration, advocacy, peer learning, and advancement of women within our profession. So another major milestone for the forum was securing support through the African Development Bank under the Strengthening PAFA and Public Finance Management Resilience in Africa project. This support will help advance gender parity and strengthen opportunities for women within the profession through several strategic initiatives. So these initiatives will include, amongst others, a continental study on the representation of women in the accountancy in Africa, and the development of a gender index for the profession, which will also look at the creation of the gender mainstreaming toolkit for professional accountancy organizations, because, yay, we need to move from policy to action, right? And lastly, we'll also look at the development and rollout of mentorship and coaching and sponsorship programs for women in accountancy, not only in English, but also in the French and Portuguese countries. In addition to this, the forum co-hosted a seminar with Oneka Niger in Niamey, alongside the annual Congress of the French-speaking PAOs of West Africa. The event further strengthened regional participation and supported broader inclusivity within the forum's continental activities. In March, in celebration of International Women's Day, we partnered with SAICA and African Women Chartered Accountants to host a continental dialogue under the theme Unlocking Women's Voice Globally, and where we looked at where passion meets purpose, you make a difference. The event brought together leaders, professionals, visionaries, and allies from across Africa to celebrate the resilience, leadership, and contribution of women within the accountancy profession. I must say, it was like a masterclass on that day. We are also grateful for the solidarity remarks delivered by the PAFA president, which reinforced the important role of men in advancing gender inclusion. Another key milestone was at the 5th East African Congress of Chartered Accountants, ECOA, hosted by OPC Burundi. The forum and that platform contributed to the program, where I had a privilege to provide the chair's address in the presence of the state president, or rather vice president of the state of Burundi. The address emphasized the important role of advancing gender parity in an inclusive manner and responding to Africa's challenges in ways that strengthens the continent's capability and its independence. In the related engagement as part of the ECOA program, PAFA women delegates met with the First Lady of Burundi, Her Excellency Angeline Ndayishimiye, who underscored the importance of an inclusive approach that does not leave the boy child behind, and of building trust as a foundation for effective collaboration. We also have been greatly encouraged by the establishment of the FIDEF's Women Chartered Accountants Initiatives. We had the privilege of representing during the official launch and warmly welcome FIDEF as an important strategic partner in advancing women within the accountancy across Africa. These are some of the reflections of the work that we've achieved thus far. But it's important that we also look forward as I invite you to walk the journey with us into the future. And when I say you, I mean both men and women. As we look ahead to 2026, the forum remains committed to building momentum and deepening impact across the continent. A major priority will be the implementation of the African Development Bank supported initiatives that are reflected on earlier on. Remember, these initiatives are aimed at enhancing gender parity in the accountancy profession in Africa. So to support this work, the forum has established 4 dedicated working groups that will help guide the project implementation and provide technical input on methodologies, deliverables, and reporting. And I must also extend my deep gratitude and appreciation to these groups and the forum members themselves for being so instrumental in providing guidance and recommendations of the initiatives that we'll be delivering into the future. So as part of that, we have an exciting development for 2026, which is the launch of Women in Accountancy in Africa webinar series, which will take place every 2 months. So this new platform has been created to support continuous professional development, mentorship, leadership growth, knowledge sharing, and meaningful dialogue among professionals and stakeholders across Africa. So our humble ask is for each PAO to support this initiative by being part of the, those who contribute towards developing the content with your women's associations in your jurisdiction. Because every jurisdiction, will be given a 10 to host a webinar. Because we believe that the path of co-creation results in shared ownership. So through these webinars, we aim to bring experts, including, I must say, suitable men and women watching this video, and practitioners from across Africa to discuss emerging issues, share practical insights, and strengthen collaboration within the profession. Importantly, we remain committed to ensuring that the women's voices, leadership, and participation are fully integrated into the future of the African accountancy profession. So in closing, I encourage all PAFA member organizations and stakeholders to actively engage with, support, and promote the work of the Forum for Advancing Women in Accountancy in Africa within your institutions and countries. We also warmly invite national associations of women accountants across Africa to join the forum and contribute to this important work. And if you don't have an association in your jurisdiction, the forum is there to support you to establish one. Because together we can contribute to building a stronger, more inclusive, and a more representative accountancy profession that supports sustainable growth, accountability, economic development, and public trust across our beloved continent. I thank you very much.